Hello all, welcome back to BCA. Today we are starting a new topic, and that is Microsoft Excel. Now I am aware that some of you have never seen Microsoft Excel before, so I'm going to start right at the beginning and run around a few of the basics. First question we are going to receive is, where are the activities for Microsoft Excel? So you go into Blackboard, find your subject, go to Content, move all the way to the bottom. At the end you will find there Semester 2 Terms 3 and 4 Microsoft Excel. So we click on that, and there are all of your activities, including some extra videos that we've put there. For today, we are looking at the practical aspect of Excel and an introduction to formatting in Excel. Now, please be aware this is actually a larger exercise. It is Excel Exercise 1. I am going to download that. And open the file. Let me make this a bit bigger so that you can see it. If you have a look at what we are going to do, it's rename the file, rename a sheet, and the following instructions. We're going to format subheadings, use something called Format Painter, AutoFit, changing column widths, wrapping text. So the lesson will be a little bit longer than you're used to. Please stick with the video and watch this. I am not actually going to answer the questions per se, because then I'm doing the work for you. The work is for the student to do, but I will use this Excel worksheet to show you each concept in today's video. So I'm just going to move that off to the side there. And the Excel spreadsheet, and you will see the extension is XLSX for anything above 2007 and 2007. I am using Office 2012, so the menus should be the same as yours in this case. And basically what we have here is an Excel spreadsheet that deals with car accidents in South Africa. If we have a look at this, you will see it is unformatted, and we are going to format it. At the bottom of Excel, I have one worksheet, I have another worksheet, and I have a third worksheet. Should I want to create a new one, I click on the plus sign. I can right click there and choose rename, and I will type there new sheet. And then I have a new one that I can work with. I'm going to use my new sheet to just demonstrate some basic concepts in Excel. But first, let's take a look at the menus. What we are going to work with at the moment, let's keep it simple, is our File tab, our Home tab, and Page Layout. Now you will notice as I click on these, what we call the ribbon changes. So one can hide the ribbon if you want more space. Then we want to view our ribbon again. There should be a little pin on the side here. There we go. It's very small and it says pin the ribbon. I'm going to click on pin the ribbon, and then it is back. I'm going to go back to the Home tab. Now, the first thing we want to understand about Excel is we have columns A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it goes very far. It actually goes 65,536 along. So that is an Excel worksheet is very, very large. So it goes 65,536 in that direction, and it goes 65,536 in that direction. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on our first cell, and I'm going to go down. I'm showing you this because often your work disappears. So I've gone there to approximately 215 or 215, and when I keep on going here, if you have a look, it is a very, very large worksheet. But now my point is I am on 215 and NL. Sometimes students get lost and you would have to scroll all the way home to find your work. Your work hasn't disappeared, it's just hidden up in the corner here. There is a short trick to get there, and that is to press Control and the Home button, or the Home key on your keyboard. So when I press Control Home, there we go. It takes me right back to the beginning of the worksheet. Now what I would like to do is talk about cells and effectively their address. This one we are looking at, I can click in different ones, or I can highlight a group of cells. This cell is simply, as you can see, column number A, row number 1. If you make a mistake, you can go and edit it in what we call the formula bar. This cell here would be F6. So let's just type it in there. This one, once again, L13. Now, if I highlight top left to bottom right, and I am now referring to a group of cells, we call this, and let me highlight it for you quickly, we call that a range. And how we would specify this range, or this area of cells, is we would choose F6 to L13, and we would write it as so: F6 semicolon L13. And I am referring to that range of cells. So I can refer to a single cell, or I can refer to a range of cells in that order. Now you will be using Excel for the next 2 or 3 years extensively for your accounting practice. So it is essential that you understand the basics and that you follow each lesson that we are going to do. The next thing is our formatting. So we can type in some formatting here, and I'm going to type here hello class, how are you today? Now if you have a look here, you will see it overflows. So it goes from cell A, or column A, column B, column C. I don't particularly want that because I want it neat, and I actually want to make my column A larger. Now the same applies to rows. If you have a look here, when you click and you move your mouse very slowly in the border, either across the columns or down the rows, you will see we get different cursors for the mouse. And there are 2 ways to do this. The first one is to move your cursor until you get this little double arrow and resize my column, or what we call auto fit. Auto fit is not a button you're going to find here as far as I know. We are just going to double click and it will fit that text to the column. I am going to do another piece of text. And effectively here we can change our font size. I'm going to choose a nice big one that is 16, and we have a problem here again where it doesn't fit. There we go, that fits. Now the font here is different to that font because I've selected that. I can also with my mouse select two cells. Let's double click to auto fit. There we are, and as I make the font bigger I have to resize my columns. The same works with rows should you wish to do it. Now if you have a look here you will see that this is at the bottom of the cell. Now if I go to the Home tab, our alignment is slightly different from MS Word. We have, please don't be confused by this, because we may ask you to do something middle center or top. Let's have a look at them. You have to select your cell first. That is top, that is middle, and that is bottom. If your columns are bigger than what you are working with, because that is what you want, there is left, center, right. I am going to choose middle, center. So I choose the middle and I'm going to center it. The next concept that I'm going to deal with on this spreadsheet or we can call it, just let's for now call it our spreadsheet, this whole thing that we're going to save, the same as Microsoft Access. You have your database and inside you have your components. Here we have our Excel workbook that we're going to save, and inside there are our worksheets or spreadsheets as they are commonly known as. I would like to join these two together, so I'm joining A1 and B2, A1 and B1. So A1 to B1 I would like to join together, and we call that merge and center. It's merging the two cells together. When I click on merge, there we go. It has joined the two cells together. I can select that cell and I can choose a font color. Let's make our font a little bit bigger on this one. And over here I can choose my background. Over here I can choose the font type. So I'm going to choose one called Arial Narrow, and you'll see it looks different now. And then I'm going to go and choose a background color. Let's choose something that is contrasting there. So that is, to recap, formatting the sizes of our columns and the sizes of our rows. There is a further thing that you can do, and that is when you move with your mouse, it will tell you the width there. We may ask you to change the width to a specific width. So the one is resize, the other is double click to auto fit, And the third one is changing the width to, say, for example, 50. It's quite difficult and you have to move your mouse very slowly. The next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to sheet 1, which actually belongs to the activity, and as you can see it is unformatted. The first thing they would like us to do, and what I do is I have this off on the left hand side. I'm not going to do the entire exercise with you, but I will show you each concept by probably doing different things or making different or using different words on different features. The first one that I am looking at today is File, Save As. I'm going to put it on my desktop. And if you have a look at the moment, it's called Crime Stats. In the activity, we want to call it Crime Stats 1. Please do not delete the XLSX or you will remove the association of that file. And it will not work when I try and open it. So I've chosen my desktop and I'm going to click on Save. And what I've done is I've saved the whole workbook, including its sheets, on my desktop. So that is renaming. If you want to delete a sheet, just click on the sheet, right click, and you choose there delete, and it disappears. Please be aware that you can move these sheets. You will see little arrows when I lift up there, and I'm going to move that to sheet number 1. Inserting a new row. I would like to insert a new row. You can insert a column and it will should insert to the left. I'm going to undo that, and you can, by clicking on that row, insert a new row and it will always insert above. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go to row 3 and I'm going to choose here insert, so I have inserted a new row that I can work with. Format our main heading. As before, I would like to highlight the whole lot. I'm going to choose Arial Narrow and I'm going to choose size number 16. Some more commands. I would like this bold, there we go, and italics. We also have our underline feature, which I can put there and I can take away. Now the next thing I would like to do is change the font color to red. So we go to our font color. Do not be mixed up with the 2. I shall make that red. And I want a light grey fill. So again, and you will see why I'm selecting to G now. Now please be aware, when we say light grey or we give you a color, it will tell you there that exact color. So it's not your dark blue, it is our dark blue that we are choosing there. We actually want a grey background. It does not specify which grey. We want a nice light grey. I'm going to choose darker 15%. Let's make it one more. There we go. I would like to use our merge and center feature. So I make sure I'm on the home tab. I scroll along, I find merge and center, and there we go. I'm going to merge and center those cells across A to G. So this is still referred to as A1, even though it looks that it goes B, C, D, E, F, G. I would like to format that is my main headings, and I would now like to format my subheadings. And I'm clicking on province. As per the activity, I'm going to click on bold. I'm going to change the fonts to the font size to 12 as per the instructions. And I'm going to fill with the color yellow, which we will find down the bottom here. And I am going to center the cell there. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is something called the Format Painter. Now I can do it again there, again there, again there, again there, again there, again there. Or I may highlight the whole lot and go and change my settings here. And it should work for that. But there is an easier way to do this now. And that is called your Format Painter. Now, this takes a little bit of practice, but it is actually a wonderful tool. I'm going to click on Province. I'm going to click on the Format Painter, and you will see I have the chevron moving around the cell to tell me I've chosen that format, and you will actually see next to my mouse is a little paintbrush. I click on the remaining headings and I highlight, and when I let go, it actually copies the format that I've done in the one cell to the rest. Now if I'm having a look here, the autofit does not look right. I'm just going to simply click end of A, end of B, end of C, double click end of D. If something is too small or too large, right, now my headings are all fitting in neatly. So that is the Format Painter. I can also highlight, I have now auto-fitted it. You can also specify manually to 50 if you would like a column width, or 25 or 12 or whatever you need. So I'm going to change column G to 20. So I click on that column, or I will, let's click on the column for now, and I choose their column width, and you'll see it's 5.29. I'm going to type in there 20, and I'm going to tell it OK, and it changes my column width exactly to 20. I'm going to change my row height of row 13 to 25. So same story, except I'm working on the left. Row height, I'm going to choose that, and where it's 15 I'm going to change it to 25. You can just press enter, and there it has changed the row height to a height of 25. So this is effectively what you will be asked to do on the different cells and with the different dates in Excel in Activity 1 or Exercise 1. I know this is a long video, students, so we're going to just do a very quick recap at what we looked at. We looked at formatting the font, bold, italics, underline. We looked at the different positions that the text can be in the cell. We looked at merge and center. There is merge and center. We looked at the column widths and the row heights. There will be another activity that comes later to actually calculate the total here. I'm not going to show that today. I will show that to you on Wednesday. There is one more item I would like to show you before I finish the lesson. And that is, if you have a look here, car accidents in SA is not fitting because I've made it much smaller. Now what we can do here is to wrap the text. Now I'm going to show you a whole new set of menus. I'm going to click on F2. I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose Format Cells. So instead of looking on my ribbon at the top for the settings, I personally prefer this method, which is to right click on my cell or my selection and choose Format Cells. And there we have number. I can make this thing number, currency, accounting, date, time, rand, percentage. We don't use all of these, but we do use some of them. The alignment, the font, the border. Let's have a look here. I'll show you one more thing today, or two more things today. I'm going to highlight my whole table. So it is A1 to G13 on top of what I have selected. Now I notice students will go and click here and expect it to work. It's not going to work. Excel does not understand what you want to do. You need to click on top of your selection. Go to the middle of your selection, click on top of it so that you get your white plus sign as a mouse cursor, right click, Format Cells. I am going to go to border, and you can experiment with this. It's showing me what I'm looking at. I'm just going to choose an outline. Let's choose a nice thick line. There we go. And I'm click on outline, and it's going to show me that it will give me a line on the outside. I'm also going to choose inside, and it will show me that it's going to highlight each cell. And there we go. We've highlighted our table with something that is visible. Going back to this one, car accidents in SA is not visible, but I do want to keep the row small because perhaps I want to print it on a page. I'm going to right click. I'm going to do Format Cells. I have clicked in that cell. I'm going to go to Alignment, and I'm going to choose Wrap Text. It's called text wrapping. Please go and have a look at each of these menus and explore for yourself what is under there. It is a repeat of some of the commands that you are going to find at the top on your ribbon under Home. I've chosen Wrap Text. You can see there's merge cells there as well. I choose OK, and what it has done is what we call text wrapping. Students, that is it for today. Please watch this video. I would recommend 2 or 3 times just to get familiar with what I have shown you. Good luck with your exercise 1, and we will speak to you guys again on Wednesday. I hope you have a great week.